So here we are. Spaghetti Aglio e Olio, a more refined version with a peasant twist, essentially. Look at that. How sweet it is. Let's see how good this is going to be. I can't wait. This is one of my favorite pastas. It's not my favorite pasta, but it's certainly one of them. By the way, there's no cheese on this. On traditional aglio olio, there is no cheese on it because cheese was very expensive back in the old days, and the poor people, which is where this dish comes from in the city of Naples, couldn't afford to put cheese on there. That's why they have breadcrumbs to give a little crunch and to sprinkle on kind of like cheese. Here we go. Oh yeah. You can taste everything in there. There's heat from the peppers. Got a little parsley, you've got garlic, but it's not overpowering. That's the thing. I wish you were here. I'd share this with you. But you're not. It's so good. And there's a lot of heat in this one because I like to have a lot of heat in my food. Come from Southern California. We're used to having very, very spicy food. And so I enjoy it as well. A lot of Italians do as well. Oh, this is good. Since I can't share it with you, I got to take you in the kitchen and show you how to make it. You're going to be able to make it. It's going to be easy. You're going to love it. It's very economical. You're even using parsley stems, believe it or not. It doesn't cost a lot of money to make. And let me tell you, when you get the ratio right with the salt and the pasta water, and you do it the way that I show you, you're going to have a meal that you can serve to any Italian and know that it's authentic. Moreover, you're not going to some restaurant and having this with some guy who really doesn't understand how it's supposed to be cooked and doesn't care. All right? So, you stick with me, and I'll have you farting in between silk sheets. Well, okay, maybe there won't be any silk sheets, but you'll definitely be doing good. By the way, if you like this video, please do me a favor. Like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell so that you'll know if I add any more videos, and you'll be informed of it, okay? And that'll help me I want to get to 1 million subscribers. But right now, I can't worry about subscribers because I got this here. Oh, it's so good. Oh, by the way, ingredient amounts, everything on my website, gsargenti.com. gsargenti.com. Should be on the screen down at the bottom there. Everything, all the equipment I use and things like that, it's on there as well. Oh, by the way, don't forget to comment. I'm going to answer your comments. I'll look through. Whether you don't like it, doesn't matter to me. Whether you like it, whether you don't, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what dish you maybe want me to do next for you. It could be an Italian dish. I don't make a lot of East Asian foods or anything like that, but anything French classical or Italian, I got you. All right? Okay, listen. This is so good. I want you to make it. Come on, let's go in the kitchen. It's enough. Okay, first things first. We put some water on the fire. You know my normal thing. You take 4 cups of water, put it on the fire, and then when it comes to a boil, we're going to add exactly 2 teaspoons of regular salt. Okay? Not kosher salt, not Malden salt, not this salt, not that salt, just regular old salt. It's all the same in the small grains. Don't have to spend a lot of money to make pasta taste perfect. And as normal, as soon as our water comes to a boil, we're going to place the salt in there, move it around, and it will instantly dissolve. When you add salt to a pot of cold water, after a while, what the salt will do, it will cause the bottom of your pot to pit. Then you will have a pot to pit in. That's for sure. So there we go. Now the water, 4 cups with 2 teaspoons of salt, is perfectly seasoned and ready for the pasta. Okay, we're going to make a refined version of spaghetti aglio olio. Spaghetti with garlic and oil. It's actually aglio e olio. We have spaghetti, we have our garlic, we have a red pepper, because it's typically made with a pepper, hot pepper like that. Flakes sometimes, but this is fresh. And then, of course, parsley. We're going to do something a little bit different to make it take this peasant dish and make it far more refined, to make it soigné. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take these parsley. We don't want the leaves, believe it or not. We actually want the parsley stems. We're going to use the leaves for something completely different at another time. But right now, we're just going to take the stems out of the parsley. The leaves, again, we'll use for a different recipe for something else. And we're going to use a lot of them here. So this is not going to take a lot of time to do, but it'll take just a few minutes, and we'll probably end up speeding up the video so that we can get through this part of it without too much trouble. It goes without saying that I've washed these stems pretty well, and so they are in essence ready to go. Now we'll take these parsley stems and we're going to just give them a rough chop. You don't have to be very precise here, because in a little while this is not going to actually find its way into the final dish. This is just going to be used to flavor the oil, and you'll see how we're going to do that in just a second. So there you go. That's all you need to do. You don't have to even do a good as job as I did here. All you need to do is just make sure that they're chopped up like that. And when I will put them in a little bowl, just like this. We're also going to use this chili pepper. Take it and cut it right down the center. Now this all won't be used. This will be coming out in a moment. And I'll show you exactly how that's going to work, kind of like the parsley stems. But I've also taken the half of another one, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a garnish with this. I'm going to cut this out. We're not going to use the entire thing, but what we're going to do is take out this piece here, and then the membrane that's underneath it as well, just a little bit. We just want the red part. See that? See how beautiful that's going to be? Let's get these seeds out of here. And then we're going to julienne this very fine, just like that. Get rid of the seeds, and then we're going to give these a chop right down the middle, and we'll get back to those at the end of the dish. We also have garlic. Now there's a lot of garlic here, and it's not to worry. We're going to smash the garlic to get it out of its skin or paper, or camicia, which is what they call it in Italy. Camicia is a shirt. They call this in camicia, in your shirt. We're going to take all of that out. And put this in a bowl. Now, some of them come out easier than others. We'll have to give that one another whack. But it seems like there's a lot of garlic, and it is. But this is garlic and oil. Those are the two main characters. So what you'll find in a moment is that these are going to also come out of the final dish. So it doesn't really matter. It matters, but it really doesn't matter here. Where was that lone mullet? There it is. That should do it with this one. And there we are. Take this little piece of paper out of there. Let me get this cleaned up, and we'll start it. And so we're going to start in, put a little heat under there, and we're going to take olive oil. And because this is Spaghetti Aglio e Olio, the olio part is oil. We're going to be very generous with the oil. This is not, by any stretch, a low-cal dish. This is a dish that typically what the Italians do is when they come back late at night from being out on a drunk, they make this at midnight and eat it before they go to bed. So that's a pretty generous amount of oil. We're now going to put in our garlic cloves. And this is in a sauce pot, mind you, not in a saute pan like you'll normally see. And remember our parsley stems, they're going to go in there as well. And our chili. I'm going to turn this down. Got to be careful. My fingers are used to hot oil and things like that, but you should do this maybe in a cold pan. All right? So there you go. We move this around a little bit, and now we're going to bring it to temperature, but we're not going to let the garlic brown. It's going to be on a very, very low heat while the pasta cooks. And now that the water is at a boil, we're going to add in our pasta, our spaghetti. Give it a couple of seconds for it to get soft and get it into the water. This spaghetti is going to be ready. It'll be al dente in about 10 minutes because it's a better quality spaghetti. It's slow dried and put through bronze dyes. That was hot. I tell you, use the pasta fork.
Don't try to do this, you'll burn yourself. Don't do what I do. Do as I say. Anyway, so there you go. The pasta's in there. It just takes a few seconds, for the actual starches to chill, and it won't, you don't have to worry about the pasta sticking to one another. In the meantime, let's take a look at our garlic and oil.
Now here's our garlic and oil. You can tell if you look really carefully that it's just barely sizzling away. That's exactly what we want. Very, very, very slowly. If you can see right here, see how very, very slowly it's sizzling away. What they're doing here is the parsley and the garlic and the hot pepper are lending flavor to the oil. And you'll see how we're going to use that in just a moment, back when everything's done. So you can see Now that the pasta is almost ready, you can see how the peppers and the oil and the garlic have not browned or anything like that. They've just been slowly cooking away in here. Now we're going to make a little bit of a change. Going to get a saute pan here. And we're going to strain the oil into the saute pan. So essentially, we're just using the flavor of the oil. And that's going to give us a far more refined pasta. Now if we bring this pasta in here now, still has a little ways to go, about 3 more minutes before it's ready. But the nice thing is that we have all of this wonderful pasta water that we're going to use as well. So take some of that water. It has all that starch that's in it, and we're going to use it in the final cooking of the pasta. And what will end up happening is when the water mixes with the oil, it creates a creaminess, somewhat of an emulsion, a temporary emulsion as it were, but it makes the dish very, very creamy. So what we have here essentially is the flavors of the parsley, which is a traditional flavor, the hot pepper, which is of course also traditional, and of course the garlic, which is and the oil, which is what this dish is named after. All right, and you can see that the pasta is slowly soaking up that water, and so we're going to add a little bit more water here. And you can see how that emulsion is forming, and the pasta will take on the flavor of the oil and everything else that we have put into it. Let's take a taste and see where we're at. And we are literally done. Look how creamy that is. Look how creamy and nice that is. Let's turn off the heat and let's plate. And here we go. This is a far more refined Aglio Olio dish. And then, to give it some credibility, remember those breadcrumbs that we made? We're going to take some of those breadcrumbs, put it on top. This is a legitimate addition. This is what the poor people used to do. Give it a little bit of a crunch. And then you remember those julienne pieces of pepper. There we go. That's perfect. That looks nice. A for Argenti.